Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, and I decided after, well, for those of you that watched yesterday's video, to start doing some beer awards of the year from the Beer 52 box. And I thought I would start with the first one, the first award. I can't promise they'll all be in order, but this one, it says the best IPA, which is Amundsen, and it's Hopbliminal Messages. That is the beer, and they're the dudes, and there's a sort of little thing there with a picture of some smiley face thing on the can. That was the other reason why I picked this, because this can looks very, very like, well, not exactly like, but it looks very similar to the beer I did yesterday. The can, that is. This is Hopbliminal Messages. It's a New England IPA. We are looking at, things are in a weird order on this one, 5.3% on the ABV. He says, trying to work out, if I remember, because I've had Amundsen before, trying to work out where they're from. It says on my notes here, they're from Norway. There we go. So, Hopbliminal Messages, obviously a play on words from subliminal messages. This is a NEIPA style, 5.3% ABV. It contains Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe, which are classic hops. Pours pale and hazy, aromas of tropical fruits with a hint of pine, and no doubt from the Citra. Smooth mouthfeel, flavours of mango, pineapple, with a bouquet of exotic fruits, maybe for a juicy combo in this easy drinking IPA. And if you look at the spider diagram, it looks like it's another Star Trek type beer. Hoppy, fruity, with a strong mouthfeel. And that looks to me like the Star Trek logo. This beer has been around for a while, so it's not a new beer for this year, or at least I don't think so. Maybe they've changed the recipe. It's been around for about 5-6 years, from what I can gather. And some people they don't like this beer. I have to be honest. So beer of the year, not 100% sure. I tell you what, that artwork looks absolutely legend. I mean, it's trippy as a motherfucker. Oh look, I didn't see that before. Look, there's a hop there. The one on the other side. Oh, there is indeed. Yeah. So it's like some weird sort of psychedelic skull. I don't know what's happening with that nose. It just looks a bit freaky. It looks like a sort of calyx from a flower or some weird shit like that. And for some of you, the opening of said can looks slightly different, because this can was, well, this beer used to be packaged in a can, one of those cans that seems to be going out of fashion, where you pull it back and the whole top of the can lifts out. So theoretically you could drink, you wouldn't need a glass, you'd use the actual can as the glass. But this is more old school, and I will do my best not to spill it all on my trousers. That's what I did yesterday. And yeah, let's get a nice shot of this can. Hopefully focus on here, maybe a bit better. And then put that there and celebrate the beer of the year, or should I say the IPA of the year. This is a hazy IPA. Not much head, unfortunately. Let's call that a quarter of a finger's fast disappearing head. But let me tell you, that is superbly hazy. There, you cannot see jack through there, and it wouldn't surprise me if they started putting jack fruits in there. Let's see if there's anything written on the can which might give things away a little bit. Are you going to focus? Come on, camera, give me a break for a change, mate. No? Just want to read it. There we go. Packaged in Norway, imported, etc., etc. There's a Facebook there. There we go. That's what I want. So this has barley, wheat, oats, added lactose, some hops, some yeast, got some gluten in there, and lactose. So if you're allergic to stuff, be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, lovely, lovely. Getting a big hit of that Simcoe wrongness, which I always describe as kind of orange or mandarin and that kind of juicy fruit. So I'm not surprised that this is going to taste a bit juicy, but and there is a bit of kind of tropicaliness. Maybe maybe mango. No, pineapple maybe. Pineapple and orange with a touch of mango. You know when you've been mangoed. Cheers and beers, guys. Oh, before I start this, I'm going to put this little thing here. Click like, click subscribe. It really does make a difference. So please do so. If you like this beer review, why not subscribe to the channel? Might not mean too much to you, but it does mean a lot to me. And I'm trying to grow the channel from the ashes of where I was pre-cancer to a cancer survivor. And I'm going to drink to that. Ooh, wow. Wow, that is proper hoppy, but more in a generic way. I don't know what the IBUs are like. I mean, it's not really, really bitter. It's just the initial taste of hops is there, full on, boom, in your face. Then it descends into nice creaminess, but a sweet creaminess. So that lacto is adding a bit of sugar to the goodness that the wheats and the oats do. So you're getting a sweet, creamy finish. And finally, we're getting, yeah, some lovely, lovely fruity late in the aftertaste. So late in the finish, let's say. Yeah, some fruitiness, definitely some mango, some more juicy kind of fruits as well. Yeah, perhaps a bit of the pineapple, that kind of stuff. Tastes a bit like that soda. Well, you can get it in the UK, but I think it's from the Caribbean as well, called Lilt or Ting. I don't know if they're related, but yeah, it's sort of soda-y type flavour, but a tropical soda. Yeah, which is nice. And you'll be pleased to see I've got a tide line back. My favourite. You know I like a good tide line. Let's go in for a second tasting and see what we get. Okay, I am getting hops, real hops. This time I'm also getting the juiciness, which I'm convinced is coming from the Simcoe. And I'd say the Simcoe and the Citra hops. So the two things I'm getting are that kind of pininess, but that citrus, or I call it an orangey kind of thing. Definitely a juicy kind of fruit, which I'm now getting clearer, whereas I wasn't getting it to start with. My tongue is tired. This is my first beer, so I'm not languid. No, really. No, really, really, I'm not languid. Then it goes into the sweetness, and then we've got that really nice, gentle aftertaste there, which is actually quite nice. But the full-on assault at the beginning, I wasn't ready for. And it is definitely a hoppy bad boy. What was the other one? Mosaic. I guess that's where that tropical kind of fruit's coming from. Right. And 2 tide lines of doomers. Let's go in. Full on, boom, hop flavours, real juicy, piney, orangey, not tropical up front. Then we descend into that silky smooth, yeah, lovely kind of thing. And a third tide line. 1, 2, 3, matching the 3 sips of this lovely beer that I've just had. Is this the best IPA I have tried this year? I would say no. I think it's trying to do, I beg your pardon, trying to do too many things in one, this beer. It is a good beer, don't get me wrong, this is a good beer. It's trying to be really hoppy, which is good. Using Citra, the most common hop in the world, or should I say the most widely grown hop in the world. That kind of makes it taste like a huge majority of other beers, IPA beers. But then we have the Simcoe. So Citra and Simcoe, you do find them quite a lot. And the Simcoe gives it that juiciness. But I would not call this a juicy IPA either, because the wheat and oats and the added lacto don't give the juiciness of the Simcoe hop a time to kind of wash your mouth clean, which it can do if you don't have those other things. So there's a battle going on between the juiciness of the Simcoe hop and the kind of wheaty, oaty and sweet, the lacto, which is kind of trying to give a creamier finish. Then we've got the Mosaic, and again, Citra and Mosaic and Simcoe and Mosaic. Yep, I've had those before. The Mosaic is, I think, more of an afterthought, really, and it only really, for me anyway, it only really comes through in the finish. So you're not really getting those tropical fruits up front, so I wouldn't call this a tropical IPA. So what is it? It's trying to be all things to all men. It's definitely a hazy, 100%. And the head, although it gave me some lovely tide lines, there was very, very little head at the beginning. Although it was a nice colour, pure white head, pure as the driven snow. So it's trying to be a master of all trades, and that never pays off. It just makes it a jack of all trades. And then, unfortunately, it becomes the master of none, as the old saying goes. And I think that's what we get from this beer. It is quite a nice beer, don't get me wrong. And 5.3%, I think it was. Yep, 5.3 on the ABV. There we go, which is really good. Oh, and if you're in Australia, you get 10 cents back if you bring the can back, which is a really cool function, making people recycle their cans, which is always good, because in the UK we are almost compelled to do it, but there is no actual reason to do it apart from saving the planet. We're not given any cash back, we are not given anything, and yeah, maybe you should bring that back in, because you're relying on our charity. And unfortunately, beer is very expensive in the UK, and as a consumer, we don't get anything back. So Australia, shame to you. And this has been Uncle Jonah drinking the IPA of the year, according to Beer 52 in their awards session. Is it the the best IPA for me? No, I don't think it is. I think there are at least a couple of IPAs I've had which are better than those. Anyway, shalom to you guys. This has been Uncle Jonah. I'll be back tomorrow with another beer review. Cheers and beers to you all, and we'll see you real soon.